Lay That Trumpet in Our Hands by Susan Carroll McCarthy. Prologue. Most of the southern Bell States chose their widest, wildest rivers and seduced them into hard-working husbandry. In big delta marriages that still prosper, Mississippi claimed her namesake, Alabama her Mobile, and Georgia her Savannah. But Florida, skinny, flat-chested baby sister to the Bells, had slimmer prospects. Rejecting old Suwannee, Florida chose the Orange Blossom Trail, not a river at all, but a slick 600-mile highway that knew how to dance. The Orange Blossom Trail, also called Route 441, snake-charmed poor Florida from her red-headed Georgia border through the skinny, sinkholed waste of the state to the wild abandon of her southern tip. While romancing her with dreamy visions of life in paradise, the trail openly auctioned Florida's best beaches to the highest Yankee bidders. Later on, in a scandalous orgy of profit-taking, her lesser parts were tendered cheaply, placing liberal Northerners, Orthodox Jews, and devout Catholics cheek by jowl amongst the grandchildren of Confederate aristocrats, raging crackers, and dirt-poor blacks who sought work wherever they could. It's the social equivalent of a Molotov cocktail, my father liked to say. In the spring of 1951, that cocktail combusted, blowing the roof off our state for 9 nightmarish months. What happened is historical fact, and now that the state attorney has unsealed the grand jury documents, public record. Florida's Klansmen, who for 20 years had confined their activities to assault and battery of adulterers and the occasional cross-burning, turned murderous. In March of 1951, they grabbed, stabbed, and shot 19-year-old Negro citrus picker Marvin Cully. Then, in a high-speed chase down the trail to the Orlando airport, they attempted to abduct NAACP attorney Thurgood Marshall, future Supreme Court Justice Marshall. Later, with little attention and no intervention from law enforcement, Klansmen blew the hell out of the Carter Village housing project for Negroes with 2 100-pound bundles of dynamite, set off in blasts at the Coral Gables Jewish Center, the Hebrew School, and several Catholic churches. The horror seemed endless until finally the brutal double murder by dynamite on Christmas night got the attention of President Harry Truman, vacationing in Key West. To this day, my family is in disagreement as to precisely when the nightmare began. For me, it was the morning Daddy and Luther discovered Marvin, beaten, shot, and dying in the Klan's stomping grounds off Round Lake Road. My brother Ren disagrees. He points to the small cluster of scars that began just a hair outside his left eye and trail horizontally across his temple to the top of his ear. Ren claims it started when the men in white robes took the unprecedented step of shooting at 2 white children. Mother and Daddy shake their heads. In their minds, the real beginning was much earlier, when, as brash young newlyweds on a Florida honeymoon, they let a fast-talking agent entice them into 27 acres of prime groveland in the charming town of Mayflower. It was afterwards that our family, the only Northerners left by then, and our circle of secret friends contrived the showdown between Mr. Hoover's FBI and the Central Florida KKK. When it all began and why remains debatable. So much lies buried with Marvin and the others, and with their white-robed killers. In the end, all we have, all we can take refuge in, is how, for each of us, one thing led to quite another.